What is up, y'all? My name is J-Dub. It is 2 days until I see the greatest movie to ever exist, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. But today, on my Countdown to the Last Wish series, I'm talking about a film that is not the greatest movie ever, called Shrek the Third. And this is where the Shrek franchise took a turn for the worst. They had two perfect movies, Shrek 1 and Shrek 2. And I don't know what happened with this film, but DreamWorks has a thing where when they get to the third film of a series, they choke. They have two first movies that are absolutely perfect. The third film, they flub it. And this is what happened here. I don't know literally what happened in that writer's room when they were coming up with the story for this one and the writing, but something went wrong. My first criticism for the movie is that it does not hold up to Shrek's standards, because what happens in this movie is that the plot is fairly simple. Shrek is next in line for the throne of Far, Far Away after the king croaks. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie. And he doesn't want to be king, so he has to find another heir to the throne, which is Fiona's cousin Arthur, played by Justin Timberlake. And they go on this epic journey to find him, bring him back to Far, Far Away, all while Prince Charming is hell-bent on taking over Far, Far Away to avenge the death of his mother, the fairy godmother. And it just it doesn't hold up to Shrek's standards, because it feels like a standard animated movie. It feels mediocre. It doesn't feel like Shrek. Like, if it wasn't a Shrek film, it would be decent, but it is, so it just it doesn't compare even to the first two movies in any way. There's still a few good moments. It has its moments for sure, but it's not a great film. The plot isn't as balanced as the first two films. There isn't near as much thoughtful symbolism in it. They really rely on a lot of cheaper jokes. Although John Krasinski's cameo as Lancelot is fantastic, I will give it that. But it's not near as deep. It's not profound. It's not as good a sequel as Shrek 2. They basically just threw in a ton of cheap gags and jokes, and they threw in Justin Timberlake. He does okay with what he's got, but I mean, his character in this movie is kind of unnecessary, and he just feels like he's kind of, an outlier from the other amazing characters they introduced beforehand in Shrek 2. And Prince Charming as well. His character fails so badly in this movie to be a good villain. He really just comes off as a lame villain. Barely anything he says in this movie is funny as compared to the first movie with that epic opening. And this movie actually, the opening of this film, kind of, it's like a rehash of the Shrek 2 intro, and it's not as good. It's not very funny. One thing I do like about this movie, though, because I can't just hate on it with every aspect, because it does have its moments. I actually do like the ending, where some bits of it are not very good, especially Prince Charming's interpretation of Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. That was cringeworthy. But one thing I do like is when Prince Charming appears to stab Shrek, and for a second the audience actually thinks he's dead for once, so they created some real stakes. But that's short-lived, because obviously it's a Shrek movie. They made a fourth one, so can't kill off the lead character. But those are really the only elements of the film I like. By the way, Puss in Boots in this movie, he has every good line, it seems like. Like, none of the other characters are nearly as funny. Puss has so many good lines in this movie. Props to Antonio Banderas for making that happen. Especially the scene when they're preparing to leave. He's on the he's like when they're preparing to board the ship, and he's flirting with all these female cats, saying to all of them that they're the love of his life, to every single one of them. That is just absolutely hilarious. So Antonio Banderas knocks it out of the park. John Krasinski is hilarious in the short time he's in it. I believe it's either Eric Idle or Terry Gilliam in this movie. I think it's Eric Idle playing Merlin. He actually does a fantastic job. He's one of my favorite characters in this movie as well, but the other characters, not so much. Yeah, it just really doesn't hold up as a sequel compared to the other Shrek movies. It is my least favorite Shrek movie overall out of all the main 4 Shrek movies and the Puss in Boots movies. So tomorrow I will be back, and I will be covering Shrek Forever After for you guys, and I will see you then. Bye for now.